Evening. Hope everyone's keeping well. Just a little quick stream here about the game tomorrow. Just thought I'll come on. Anybody watching, anybody want to come on and have a chat with me about the game tomorrow or anything to do with Spurs, please do. A few people watching, but I don't know who that is. Let's say hello. Hello in the chat. That would be great. I'll put the link in the chat if anyone wants to jump on and have a chat with me. I'll only be on for about an hour. Won't be too long. Just wanted to cover the game tomorrow, have a look at what Ange's been saying in his press conference today, break it down a bit, see what he's saying about the team who we've got playing tomorrow. So yeah, guys, get involved with your comments. Let's have a look. Nobody said hello yet. Who's watching? Who's there? Come on, don't be shy. Come and say hello. Tell me how you're doing. So the link is in the chat. If anybody wants to jump on and have a chat with me, by all means, come on and tell me how you're feeling about Spurs. Tell me what you think about the game tomorrow. Yeah, big up, man. How you doing? Would love to jump on right now, but I'm on the job, but I'll be listening. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, we'll have to get you on, man, at some point. We'll get you on. I know you said you're free at the weekend, so we'll sort it out. Hello, Robbie. How are you, buddy? You in bed? About to go to sleep? If Ange starts VDV and Romero, he should be sacked before the game kicks off. It's a strange one, isn't it, Robbie? I don't know who, if he's going to start him, if he's going to bring him on tomorrow. They've got to start playing at some point, haven't they? They've got to get involved in the game. So, look, it'll be intriguing to see if maybe one of them will start. I mean, it's a shame to drop Dan so though, isn't it? He's been playing all right. So I'll be really interested to see what lineup we'll see tomorrow. But yeah, my screen's a bit funky today. I'm just going to sort it out a bit. I don't like this, how it's set up on my screen right now. It looks too small. Let me try and widen it up. No, I don't like that either. That'll have to do. Anyway, guys, big up, Mark. Shame you can't jump on, man. Hopefully you'll be better soon. Get back streaming on YouTube. Romero signed up for international. Play Romero for one half alongside Dancer and Gray, the other half. Yeah, man, they got to start getting some minutes, haven't they? These players. Let's be real here, man. Like, you know, they've missed so many games. Just put them in, even if you play them 60 minutes. Got to get the fitness into them. We need them back. Got a big game at the weekend as well against Bournemouth. They need to start getting a match fitness. They're either fit or not. They're training. Ange said today in his press conference, they're training with the team. They should be available and ready to go. So we'll have to see, won't we? Robbie says, for me, they should be eased back in. If he starts them right away, then he hasn't learned from his mistakes from Chelsea. Now, Robbie, you know, are they? This is what I'm a bit confused about. Are they either fit or not fit? If they've been training with the first team, they've had a lot of rest. They're either fit or not. I mean, I agree with you. They shouldn't play the whole game, but they need to get involved and get in the leg. Let's have a look at some of the press conference notes and see what Andrew's been saying today. Let's have a little look here. So yeah, obviously we all know about Kulusevski. He's not fit. We don't know how long he's going to be out for. We saw him with a foot bandage on his foot. So yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Big up, Matty. How are you, buddy? How are you? So what else is he saying? Ben Davies hasn't travelled. He's close, but he's still doing some work back at the training ground. Richie's not back yet either. So they haven't travelled. And then he's asked the question, can Romero, Van der Ven and Solanke start tomorrow? He said, we'll see. We'll train today. Obviously, they're all out for a significant amount of time. So we'll see when we reintroduce them. But they're all here and training today. So I'll make the decisions after that. So I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. It's a bit unclear, isn't it? They've travelled. They're going to play a part. What's the plan tomorrow? What is the plan for these two players? We've been out for so long. So then they're asking about this Argentinian thing, right? It's really created a stir in social media and the fan base that he's already been included in the squad. And it's upset a lot of people, and I get it, man. I get it. Like, he ain't played for Spurs for ages. Really, his priority should be playing for Spurs until he's back to fitness, managing to keep fit, and then maybe he can make the next international, whenever they're coming along. But the thing is, you don't want to miss those games. I think there's a couple of big games. I think Argentina are playing Brazil. So, yeah, like, I don't know, man. Really, he should be concentrating on Spurs. But hey, I don't think Romero wants to be here anymore, to be honest. I don't know what you guys think. I think he could be on his way out. So, look, this is what he says about it. He starts saying that I've been in the game for 26 years, including a national coach, and one rule we know is we don't have any control over international football. Everybody knows that. I don't know why it becomes a question every time. Even if he's injured, they can call him up. So from our perspective, it's not our concern. Our concern is to get him up and running, hopefully getting some game time. If he's fit, should go and get more game time rather than not playing for 2 weeks. The international side of it. People have asked me a couple of times over the last couple of days, and it's almost like they're not really sure. International football is pretty. Clubs don't have any control on where their players go. Don't know about that. Don't know about that, guys. So, if Romero's been out for so long, surely there is some control. Precaution, right? We don't even know if he's starting tomorrow. I don't know. I don't understand it. But this has always been a issue, for when he's been injured in the past, right? And then he's suddenly fit just before the internationals, and you're like, well, what's going on there? So this is an ongoing thing, and I get it. Look, he's very passionate for his home country, man. But look, priorities, eh? We need him back in the team. But then does he start over Danso, guys? What do you reckon? Would you start him over Danso? Because Danso's done all right, I think. But a bit of like disappointing for him having to be dropped. He's been playing well. I don't think it's a given that Romero comes straight back in that side. We'll see what happens. But at least there's options. There's options now. So if he plays one of them on Thursday, and then he can play different centre backs at the weekend. So yeah, he hasn't had that luxury, has he, Ange, a lot this season. So yeah, we'll see what he does about it. I don't know, man. I would like to see Danso and Van der Ven see how they get on. But there's a lot of big Romero fans out there, isn't there? Let's see where you're going, man. I think their club already signed a deal for Romero and are wrapping him in bubble wrap for his leave. Yeah, so I get what you're saying, man. They don't want him to get another injury, and then they won't be able to sell him. I wonder how much he will go for if he does go. I'm not too fussed about Romero now, man. I mean, I know, like, under Ange, like, we've regressed massively in the coaching and the defensive side of the game. But, I mean, he has had some good games playing for us, but this season doesn't impress me. A lot of mistakes in him. Definitely, man. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Guys, anyone want to jump on and join me? It's like, yeah, it'll be good. Come on, pop in. I'm not going for streaming very long, but yeah, anyone, just click the link, get involved, come and have a chat with me. It's a lot better when I've got someone else on stream. I was just talking to myself. I know you guys are in the chat. I appreciate it, but look, I like to have someone with me, have a good old chat about Spurs. Break down this press conference today. Talk about the game tomorrow. Let's go through some comments in the chat. Mark, I think he might start at least one of VDV or Romero too. I think so. I think he'll start one of them. Definitely will. Not sure which one yet though. Dancer and VDV is a better pairing in suicidal Ange Ball. Yeah, true. Corey boy, big ups to you, man. Hey, all just saying hello. And Daniel 90, big up Daniel 90. How are you? So, what else is he saying here? They've asked him, you could have a view on whether he should play. What's the point in that? So he's getting a little bit annoyed in this press conference, it looks like, because you want to protect him. And then he says, okay, but if I express that, it doesn't change anything. And at the end of the day, if he's fit, then give him some games is good for us because he's missed a lot of football. We can't dictate the players whether they should go on the international teams or not. I never have, and that's never been my view my whole career, and I won't stop now. So he doesn't really care if he goes off to play for Argentina. I don't know. Guys, what do you think? Do you think he should go and play for Argentina or not? What would you, if you could decide, would you have him training in the club in the international break? Or are you happy for him to go and play for Argentina? Let me know. Give us your thoughts. I'll probably prefer him to keep back, just to kind of build up that fitness. But again, and then on the other argument, he needs games, doesn't he? He needs game time, and the only way to get back to match fitness with these 12 Premier League games left. We don't know what's going on in this Europa League. If we can get through this tie, could be more games ahead. We do need him back. Whatever you think of him this season, now he's got on. So then they've asked him about Van der Ven. Is he fit? Fit. I don't know what that means, but he's training. We're mindful that the last time, whilst he came back and played half a game, he still felt like he just didn't feel right. So we're taking a different sort of road with him this time. He feels really good. He's been training with us for a good week and a half and is in a good space. I guess it's just about timing now and how we reintroduce him. So he's not giving anything away, is he, Ange, really? He's keeping it close to his chest. We've probably been, don't know what this word says, gauged by how he feels in terms of what he does actually getting out there and having a runabout. But in terms of training and how he looks at training and how he feels very, very confident that once he's back in the team, he'll be all good. I don't know. It's also like a lot of precaution with these two players. I mean, obviously, Ange, when we think back now to that Chelsea game when he just threw them both in and both of them got injured in that first half, and it really cost us, didn't it, in that game? I'm not saying we would have maybe got something out of it, but we would have had a better chance with those two in the team, and they just pulled up. But it all goes to Ange and his system and his high line. It's not good enough. As we all say, there's just two of them at the back there, not enough cover in midfield. Fullbacks pushed up too high. I don't know. I don't know how long we can put up with this as fans, really, seeing this play. And I know, obviously, we've had Danso in and Gray in and Davies, and he has dropped the high line back. I have seen the average player positions in games. And when I look back at the games and review them, I do look at the position of those centre-backs, and they haven't been as high like they were with Romero and Van der Ven because they haven't got the pace. He has dropped them back a bit. But we do still see, we saw Danso the other day. I can't remember which matches was where he was just running into the opposition half. So he does give them centre-backs a licence to get forward. And we all know Romero. Do you remember? I don't know if it was earlier this season or last season. Romero, he used to just do what he wanted. He was playing up front sometimes. Do you remember, guys? It really made me laugh. Like, he just got the licence to go wherever. There's one game, I think he scored a goal. I think it was the Arsenal game, actually, wasn't it? Last season, when we were like 3-0 down, and he went on a run, didn't he? And he popped up and he scored a goal. And then we got another goal back. I think it was Son, brought it back to 3-2. And look, we nearly got an equaliser in that match. But guys, this team, this team. Oh, here he is. Corey, what you doing, man? What are you doing up this late?
I've just got back from a football match that we just won 9-1 in, so.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, I made some impressive saves, so I'm getting back to the old me.
You're looking a bit weird, man. What's going on? Is it the lighting or where you are?
If I turn my bedroom light on, you'll just get this weird glare in the background.
It's just like you've got like a cartoon face on. But there you go. It's good, man. It's
Jim
like
Carrey
nice and
face.
clear. Nice and clear.
Yeah, I've got Jimmy Carr on the background on pause right now, so.
How are you, man? How you been?
Just tired, man. Just excelling, put myself out there for at least 3 games of football a week, and going to the gym every other day. So trying to get back to the old me and lose the weight.
Mate, that's so good, and you're keeping it up.
Yeah, admittedly, I put 2 kilos on last week, but my granddad was rushed to hospital for an emergency operation last week. So yeah, I kind of had a bit of a heavy weekend, drunk some beer and had a pizza.
And he put on 2 kilos just like that, right?
Yeah, well, that's what 20 cans of cider and an 18-inch pizza does, I think.
Man, fair play to you, man. It's good. It's getting down the gym, playing football, mate. I miss all of that, playing football and going down the gym. Oh, yeah, good times.
Pushing 40 next Monday, so yeah, it's 40 years old, still throwing myself around like a nutcase in goal, so.
So.
Oh, lag.
What do you reckon of the game, mate? Go forward. So I know what you've been saying. You don't really care. You want us. I think I've heard you say that you want us out, so just Ange can get sacked sooner. Is that right? Are you still
Yeah,
feeling like that?
I just can't stand this guy. His press conferences, he looks like a clown. The way he treats some of the media as well is absolutely abysmal. The guy has no tact with talking with people. He can't
Did you
coach.
see
His
the one
dad,
today, mate? Did you see the one today? How he was
I
getting
was,
really shirty.
yeah, I just can't be asked to listen to him anymore.
Mm.
With him, it's just listening to the Benny Hill theme tune until he gets off. Just play that over the top of any of his press conferences, and then he might say something interesting if he's lucky.
So Mark saw it in the chat. He got a bit tetchy over a couple of questions about Basuma going skiing or something like that, weren't it?
Don't mind him. Send the
He
whole
gave
team
him a
skiing. The cold weather might bring their hamstrings back to life.
So what do you reckon, mate? I know you're not too fussed either way what happens, but as a football
Season's done.
perspective, yeah. But I
Season's
know,
done.
I know it's done. I know, but we have to talk about something, right, man? What else are we going to talk about?
True.
Do
Well, we
you
could
know
always
what I
talk
mean? Like,
about NFL because I am a fan of that. But
no, I don't know much about that, mate. I think you have to leave that for another stream. But what you've been on stream today, right? I think I saw you on
I
with
was
Sav
on.
earlier.
Yeah, I was on with Sav today and yesterday, but obviously I had the plumber up today to try and sort out my broken toilet. Flush wasn't working properly for about a week, so
Did he
they've left
fix
me
it?
on the. Yeah, he fixed it, put a new part in, but it's just the fact that the water wasn't releasing into the bog, So I was having
Ah.
to bucket wash everything. It's just I can't keep doing that. I'm wasting money. Yeah, I want to flush and walk off in my day, not fill up a 10-litre bucket of water, throw it in, and then flush. No,
So what was the
I'm not.
feeling then on the chat then, and what you can remember? What was the conversation? How are fans feeling about the game? Are you hearing that fans are confident, not confident? What's your
There
view?
are some fans that want it. They want this to happen. Hang on 2 seconds. I'm gonna get myself a little bit more comfier. There are fans that want it. They want us to succeed in this cup, in this competition, but I can't see it happening. These tactics, it's just diabolical, isn't it? You can't play a high line every game and expect to be able to defend it properly. You're literally just saying to your two centre backs, yeah, you deal with it.
Hmm.
And it's just, this isn't football to me. I like a nice, sturdy, straight back line, which is weird to say. I like my midfielders to break up play and be robust and recycle the ball.
Yeah, but we know he's not doing that tomorrow, don't we? We'll
No,
get the same
more
old.
inverted wing backs that get into the midfielders' positions and then a ball over the top, and that's it.
Well, he hasn't been inverting both fullbacks lately. I've noticed he's only doing
Well,
one at the moment.
yeah, I know, but it's like I swear the wing backs are taking it in turns in 10-minute intervals.
I mean,
One
it
of them's
hasn't,
going up, and
hasn't
then the next one's going up. One's having a rest, coming back. But I mean, I'm done with Ange, and
and a high line hasn't been as high with Danso and Gray
it's
there.
because
It hasn't.
they're what's the word I'm looking for? They're old-fashioned centre backs. They're not gonna do the leggy work, are they? They're not gonna run like headless chickens. They're gonna try and
Yeah.
defend the goal. Whereas the VDV relies on his pace to get back to make the tackle, and Romero's there to pass the ball out. That's what that game is at the back for them too. Whereas Dance, you know what you're getting with Davis, and you know what you're going to get with Dance. So you're going to get solid performance and at least reliable.
I mean, look, Badger in the chat, big up to you. My prediction is that we're losing tomorrow, but we'll go through at home. Now, I think it may be like a defeat tomorrow. I think it probably be a narrow one. I don't think AZ are good enough to thrash us, but I think they're. When I've watched them lately, I mean, I've been looking at them and some of their performances. They know what they're doing. They've got a system, right? They play with two defensive midfielders. They play their fullbacks are wide. And the left back, this bloke called Wolfie, he's pretty good on the left. And then they play their wingers wide. And then obviously they got Troy Parrott up front. So, then
He's going
they're
to come
not a
back to
terrible
haunt us,
team.
isn't he? He's going to haunt us tomorrow.
I wouldn't be surprised, Corey, if he scores. So we're playing a team. They know what they're doing. They've got a plan. They've got a game plan. They've only lost like one game in 11 at home. So they're going to take the game to us. And I wouldn't be surprised if we lost. What do you think, man?
It's going to be a loss. I can just see it. Our tactics don't line up properly to other people's tactics, really, do they? It's very hit and miss, very wishy-washy, our lot. So, again, if I'm literally saying this now, if Spence isn't starting tomorrow, I'm not going to bother watch.
He's
Not
going to
going to
play him
watch
left
it.
back, I think. Isn't he going to play him left back?
If he plays him at left back, so what? I mean, he could play left back, right back. He could play anywhere apart from goalkeeper. I think that kid would give it his all.
Yeah.
But Spencer's literally been, since he's played for us, one of our better players and some a reason to actually watch the team a bit more.
Would you
Whereas,
play him then? Would you play him even? I know you prefer
oh
him right
yeah,
back. Same here.
I
Would you play
I,
him
pref-
instead of a
I, pre-
doggy?
I prefer him over Pedro Porro, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'd rather have my wing back knowing how to defend and attack instead of just bombing forward and leaving your defenders off. I would rather have Spence for Porro and have a Doji, them two alternating the runs because they're very quick players. Whereas Pedro Porro, you're going to get 9 times out of 10, he's going to put a pass that will go nowhere, and then that 1 out of 10 chance, you might actually find a good cross or a good pass through the defence, But I haven't seen that in so long from Porro that I'm starting to wonder if he's still the same player. I'm
Look, he's
sat like,
knackered. He's knackered. The
oh,
system's killing him. There's there's
it's
there's,
killed
there's a
all
lot
our
wrong.
players. It's killed all
Yeah,
our players.
look at Az and that midfield, man. That midfield. We need a sitter in there tomorrow. But it'd probably be Bentancur. Probably be the one who'll sit back a bit. But he's not. He's
Yeah.
not for me an out and out defensive midfielder. Do you think he ain't got the
No,
legs?
he's
Does
not.
he?
Well, he hasn't had the leg since the injury, really. I know what an ACL rupture does to you, man. It plays my mind daily when I'm not playing football at the gym. Sometimes I get
Yeah.
that weird twinge in my knee. So it's like, ooh, I know what ACL ruptures are all about, and I did mine before this new age science came out for it. So I was the whole keyhole surgery, stick a needle in kind of thing, and let's wiggle it around a little bit and say your operation's done. Nowadays, you've got players that can have cryo tents, sit in the cold for a few hours, and proper medical science has moved on 20 years from the 25 years this year since I did my knee injury against Palace boys. So you know what I mean? It's like I sit there like, if this technology was around 25 years ago, would I have made it pro in the end?
Mm.
Probably, but would have had a better shout at it instead of just brighting and turning around going, "See you later, mate. You're not going to make
So,
it."
so we're both thinking Spence. He's definitely not playing right back. He might play left back, but who knows? It might be a doggy.
As long as he's playing tomorrow, otherwise, like I said, I will not watch the match if he isn't playing because Spence gives us that out ball from defence. He's the guy that's going to carry it up because now we haven't got no Kulu, another player injured thanks to the system. So like Johnson, you can't really play at right wing because he doesn't track back, so it leaves Spence exposed. It's going to be down to the midfield to try and hold it tomorrow for us to sit in front of the back four. But you can't see it happening because we haven't really got that defensive midfield player.
And that Hotspurs guy says all that matters is if Spence plays over a doggy or Porro. Yeah, I think we'll see him. I think we'll see him, but not in the position that we want. Matty, why can I only see you? Don't know what he means. What will the team be tomorrow? Look, I think. Do you think he's going to start Van der Ven and Romero, Corey, or do you think one of
No,
them?
I still don't think they're fully fit. You can't rush these guys back. If Porro is really injured, then he's being rushed back too quickly. Van der Ven is probably still at least 3 to 4 weeks away from being able to play properly or even get on the pitch.
But he's
The guys,
training.
but
Ange says he's training with them,
it's
training
probably
with the
light.
first
It's
team.
probably light training for him. It's not going to be, a full-on session with the lads. It's got to be light stretches, light sprints.
But he needs to get a minute in his legs, though, doesn't he? So maybe he has to play some part of the game. Maybe he can come on second half for a bit. Maybe he's got
You
how
can. I
how's he
mean,
going to
like
play otherwise?
if we're 2-3 nil up, then give the guys a run out. But I wouldn't risk it because he did it with Chelsea, didn't he? Brought them back at too early, and then they were gone for another 3 months. So it's like I wouldn't want to risk as a player my hamstring going in a match. I'd rather want to rest it another few weeks. That would
So
just be my preference.
what would be your back line?
It would be, well, obviously Super Vic in goal, Spence, Danso, Gray, because I still think Davis is injured with Adogi on the left. Midfield is going to be a hard one to pick because we've got no Kulu. So you're probably looking at Madison, Bentancur, and Basuma. Son, Johnson, Captain Tappin with Tell up top. That's what it'll be.
Yeah. Yeah, so Bentancur, who else? Basuma, did you say, or Bergwall?
That's Bergvall wants to play, really. I mean, I would go with as they say, more senior players first and then bring on players like Bergvall if players need to come off and rest. But it's a toss-up between Bergvall and Basuma, really, isn't it?
So,
Saar just runs around, doesn't really offer too much apart from every now and then breaking up play and running around like a headless chicken. And
okay.
every now and then he might step up with a wonder goal, but I haven't really seen enough of Saar to really make me think this kid's really gonna be stand out. Otherwise, he would have done it already.
It doesn't really matter really who really plays in that midfield, does it? To be honest, I don't think
No.
it's going to make much difference to how we play. I can't see us suddenly having an upturn in performance, playing well, for the majority of the game. We just haven't seen it. If you think back at those 3 wins that we had, that Ipswich performance, what did you think of that?
If we didn't win that match by at least 2-3 goals, then we didn't deserve to really kick on from it. So that was a game I expected us to win to get one
Did
back
you
on.
think we played well throughout the game? No. Do you think it was
Yeah,
a
we
bit
did.
better?
I think we played well for a good 60, 70 minutes. We pinged it around nicely. But then at the very first 20 minutes of that game, Ipswich were quite on it. We were under the cosh, if I remember correctly, for about the first 15, 20 minutes. And then we seemed to get our act together and everybody started to click. And then
But
what
it's the
got me,
opposition again, isn't it? It's Ipswich, man.
yeah,
This is the thing. It's nothing to get too excited about. Then we beat Man U, didn't we? And which was a game where we gifted them quite a few chances on another day. Could have drawn or lost that. And what was the
mm,
other victory? It was away to Brentford when we were under the cosh,
yeah,
weren't we, for most of the game?
was it 2-0 or 2-1? I can't remember.
2-0, 2-0. But
2-0.
Brentford, they didn't have their shooting boots on that day, did they? And we did defend quite
Yeah.
well, to be honest. And yeah, that was it. That was the other win. I mean, since then, we lost to City, which was the first half against City we were just so naive. It was
I've
such a
seen
poor performance that first
I've seen
half.
better tactics on a Sunday league team. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
very, very
Bunch of
naive,
fat guys
very
running
naive.
around on the pitch, knowing how to defend, whereas you get our lot could defend a wet paper bag. Our defense in that game really couldn't.
So Daniel 90 says, besides Lazio and Atletico Bilbao, you should actually be a threat, though. What do you reckon of that comment?
Lazio and Bilbao. I mean, I've had a tenner on Lazio to win it since the start. So if Lazio win it, I've had like this. Hey, Matty! I've just had
Matty's
this
coming on.
suspicion Lazio have actually been pretty decent this season as well in their league. I mean, they beat AC at the weekend.
Yeah. Matty, I've got a question for you, buddy. What happened to all your content, mate? You took it all down.
Yeah,
What
I'll be
happened?
resuming soon.
Huh?
I've stopped for a while, but I'll be carrying on soon.
Why have you taken it down?
Man, I can never.
I hope there's no internet bullies out there, mate. Otherwise, our big Uncle Daz will have to come along.
No. I'll be carrying on soon.
Matty, are you looking forward to the game tomorrow?
Not really. More scared. But I wanted to come on to talk about who I want to see playing.
Yeah,
I mean,
go for it, man.
probably. I don't want to see Son. I don't want to see Kulusevski. I don't want to see Porro.
Well, you won't see Kulu. He's injured.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so I'm thinking definitely play Madison. I'd probably start Madison, Bergvall, and Gray in midfield. This isn't what I think. This is what I want.
Yeah.
In attack, Odebear left wing. Before Kulu got injured, I was going to play Kulu as a false 9. Probably now, yeah, just play Tell up front.
Not Son.
I mean,
Not Son.
I wouldn't start Scarlett personally. And
He
then right wing
assisted
Johnson.
Oh, the other week. Come on, man. He assisted.
Who?
Dane Scarlett and Ipswich game. Come
Yeah,
on.
but he's a kid, and it.
Oh, is it going back to
I don't
Ange's
see why
comment
you'd start him.
about assists don't really matter to me? Being a manager telling people like assists don't matter, it's about scoring goals.
Yeah, but what's Tell shown? Sorry, what Scarlett's showing that Tell hasn't. I mean, Tell scored in the Champions League this season. Scarlett scored against Elfsberg. I mean, there's no reason in a big game like this not to start Tell.
All right,
So would
Devil's
you?
advocate. Let's play 4-4-2.
Yeah, but
That won't happen.
Corey, he's never doing it. So what's the best option? Son, Tell, or Scarlett, and leading the line?
Son, maybe.
Son scored a few goals in Europe, hasn't he?
Yeah, but not down the middle. The guy can't hold the ball up like he used to. He's
How do you
too
think
slender.
AZ are going to approach this game, guys? How do you think they will? Are they going to
No,
attack us? They're going to be
nothing
Two
to
spacing
say.
quite a high
Two
line.
banks of four. They'll do 2 banks of 4, higher line, and then obviously, as it's getting closer to their edge of the box, they'll do low block on us. That's how you beat us. You either put 2 banks of 4 in front of us or low block.
So they do play quite a high line.
Yeah,
I've seen
I think they'll give us a game. I mean, they'll give everything yet. They have nothing to lose.
Just reading the Hotspur guy's comment. Yeah.
What's that? What's he saying? Let's get the comments up, man. Let's get the comments out. Badger says Spence won't play. Ange will pick a doggy at Poro. Yeah, we agree with you. Badger again. But the reality is that Spurs were awful in Europe and the league this season. Yeah, so he's basically saying to Daniel that we got no confidence in this competition. Hotspur guy.
Hello?
And we'll Madison for Team Bloody Werner. This would be the game to try a new formation with 2 up top in Scarlett and Tell. Look, we'd love him to experiment, but it's gone on that far in the season. Now, do you remember the game where he went 3 at the back and we got done by Everton? Do you remember that?
So, why are we not talking about Odegaard and Moore? Like, why is Odegaard not starting? If Scarlett should be starting, why is it not Odegaard? Odegaard came on for half an hour against United. He had a good game. He hasn't been played the whole season because he's been injured. Why not start him?
So I think he could start, but is he going to choose him over Son? That's the question.
If he plays Son on the weekend, he'll play one on the weekend and one tomorrow probably. Unless he plays Son both. I think the only way Son plays tomorrow is if he's that striker. I don't think I'll play a win tomorrow.
Johnson's going to definitely play, isn't he?
Unfortunately, I don't rate him. He's there to stat pad and tap it in. That's all it is.
I rate him. I actually do rate him. In Ange's system, he's the only player in our team that actually fits the system. I mean, he's getting goals, he's getting the assists, he's got the numbers. I mean, when Johnson was injured, I was missing that type of Johnson player. When we were playing Kulusevski out on the wing, he was drifting in. He was like going over Maddison, over Solanke. But then we have Johnson. You look at Johnson, and he's just like always in the right place at the right time, and he's getting goals. So what's wrong? He's getting goals, he's getting assists.
Johnson, he's got output, but I mean, this is the thing, isn't it?
He reminds me.
He's not a
he
winger.
Reminds me of a poor Aaron Lennon. That's what he reminds me of.
He's not a winger. What he's good at is getting in position to score goals. But what else does he actually do? He can't protect the fullback. He can't take on his man. The question is, he has pace, but you never see him fly past anyone. He's probably best off as an inside forward, isn't he? Some kind of. That's what he used to play for. What's his last club he played for? Nottingham Forest and Wales. He kind of played up front, didn't he? A bit. Is he an option? Would you play him up front?
No, I mean he was a winger for Forest and Wales, but they played on the counter attack. We don't play on the counter attack. I mean, when a team's attacking us and we put a long ball up to Johnson, perfect, because he can exploit that. I mean, but I do like Johnson because his movement is good in my opinion. He's always in the right place. Like he gets behind the defender most of the time. I mean, he's improved. Like I don't see what more like. Why would you want Kulusevski on the right wing when he's like drifting and just stealing up his positions? We need that player that gets the goals, and that's what he does.
Look, I don't know, guys. Johnson, innit? He's our top goal.
I think Maddison is.
What's that, Corey?
Freezing. You keep freezing every now and then, bud.
My internet's rubbish tonight. Do you know that? It's so bad.
You run off people.
I don't know what's going on.
Maddison's top scorer.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, every now and then you freeze and then you come back in about halfway through a sentence. So
it's crap tonight, my internet.
Can I
What are
say
they like to go live? No, I can't even have proper internet.
we have the second most goals in the whole Premier League. We have 53, and only Liverpool have more goals than us.
Right.
We have fourth most passes in the league. Sonny's got 9
Where are
assists.
we in the league?
Fourth.
Where are we in the league?
Matty, what are you trying to say here? Are you trying to say that you're
No.
reading out
Ange
these
in.
stats?
He's Ange in. That's what he's trying to say.
What is your what you obviously you're trying to make a point about something. What are you getting at?
That we're scoring the goals. It's just about defending.
Okay.
And I feel like lots of fans don't see it that way.
What do
I
you
mean,
mean?
I'd probably start on defense tomorrow, Romero and Danso, because Romero for me he hasn't been as injured. He might have been injured, but he hasn't been as bad as people saying. I mean, Van de Ven, don't put him back in yet. I wouldn't. And if you do, play him 30 minutes, last 30 minutes. But I would start Danso because Danso's look good. He's come in, been reliable. He's made a bit of an impact. No mistakes that I've seen. He's been okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard to beat Spurs, isn't it? Since that guy on Sky Sports put this is how you beat Spurs, that's how everyone's up against us in Europe and in the league. It's not hard to ping a ball over the top of our defence because our wing backs are too far down the pitch.
The worry is, guys, like what's suddenly going to change in this team, to start raising the level of performances? What is it? What's going to suddenly change? People will say, oh, we've got players back now, there's more
Nothing.
options. But
It will be the same. I mean, even if we get the manager out and we get an Iriola in or a Frank in, it's not going to change the overall thing. We might get fifth or fourth for a season, but we're not going to be
that's
tight. We're
better
not going
than
to be
Matty, though, isn't it?
challenging.
Matty, that's better than what we're seeing this season. At least we got something. At least we'll be winning more games then. Like we can't. This season's been atrocious, man.
Yeah,
Hasn't
but
it?
it's been 25 years now, and we've won one trophy. Do we want
Yeah.
to carry on like that, or do we want it? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I say it every time I come on, but it's the
You
board.
prefer it. You would prefer a better coach coming and getting more out of this group of players. I know under Levy we're
Yeah,
not going to be. We're never going to be serious, but at least we can kind of enjoy some kind of football and see us win more games. Like losing all these games this season is unacceptable. Out of both of the domestic cups, getting smashed all the time. Ange's crazy tactics. I mean, I'll be shocked if he survives this season because we're on course to
it's about
19,
Europe.
20 defeats. Nearly half the amount of games we'd have lost. Surely no manager survives that, eh, Corey, Matty? What do you reckon?
He has in 2 seasons a 49% win rate at the club or something close to 50%. I can't remember what the stats are, but
Yeah.
Stellini was sacked shortly after winning an FA Cup or a League Cup, whichever one it was. One of the cups, and then the guy gets sacked after it, and we bring in someone else. It's like I'm trying to put out who's the better manager if you had to choose between Stellini and Ange.
Well, Stellini, man, he's not a manager, is he? He's not a manager, Stellini.
At Tottenham, Ange got a points per match of 1.6. At Celtic, he got a point per match of 2.3.
Yeah, but that's Scotland, and you're with Celtic. Oh my God!
We can't look at that, Matty. That doesn't show us
Scotland and
anything.
11 runners up. Scotland,
Yeah,
the Scottish League is Celtic with 11 runners up every season. Every now and then you might get that odd Rangers win, but Jesus, it's a tin pot league.
Matty, how would you feel if Ange was here at the start of next season?
Depends what happens this season. If we win the Europa League, I'll be happy.
Okay, say we don't, because we probably won't. But say if we don't, and we
I'll
lose
be
another
very
5-6 games, would you be looking forward to next year?
No. I mean, if we don't win the Europa League and we back Ange again in the summer, well, not back Ange, if we spend money on Ange's players in the summer, that would be totally crazy. I mean, because it's been 4 windows, plus next summer, that would be 5 windows of a manager. I mean, we paid a lot of money for players, whether they're Ange's players or not. I mean, they've been lots of kids, but I don't know whose players they are. But if we spend more money on new players with Ange still after this season and last season, that'll be mad.
I'm putting it out there now. If Ange is still in charge of us next season, I'm going to go and watch someone in the Championship. I'm literally going to wait because this guy isn't even a Championship level manager.
So a lot of people are saying if Ange is here next year, like they're not even going to bother watching.
I've heard some people say they're going to rip up their season tickets. I've heard some of my mates live down here in Brighton. They've said to me, I was at the pub with them the other day. They're like, if Ange is still here, I'm ripping up my season ticket. I'm sitting there thinking, give it to me.
It's a fear of mine, you know. It's a massive fear of mine that Ange could be here. I mean, oh my days. And what was it in the chat yesterday in our show? Someone said, what if Southgate came in? Imagine.
Nope.
Matty, you'll be over the moon with that, wouldn't you? Southgate coming in.
I'd rather Ange, to be honest.
Let's get some comments in the
I'd rather have Doris the tea lady.
Let's get some comments up. Mark, I still think Aza will be better than us when we beat them. You know, we are not changing, but they might slightly.
I'm scared for Troy Parrott. I mean, if Troy Parrott scores, I'll be really annoyed.
Parrott revenge game, Badger says. And Daniel Knight says, Badger, I understand, mate. I agree, but this is Europa League. It's not filled with good teams. Well, there are some good teams in there, and teams that are well organised, got a game plan, know how to defend. And unfortunately, we ain't got any of that, have we? It's true, isn't it? We ain't got it. We ain't got it. We're just all over the place. Anyone can beat us.
If we were away second leg, we'd be done. I mean, if we get through and we go to Ajax or Frankfurt away second leg, both of them, we're getting absolutely bashed. We're not getting through.
Yeah, I ain't got any confidence. Let's get through this one first, eh? People think we're going to win it easy, and I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it'll be a struggle. Let's go out. George, all right, guys, it's late. Big up, George. Hope you're good. Mark saying hello to George. George saying hello to Mark. Badger, what are you saying, Badger? I get that. We're one of them. The poor teams, our coach will try to shit his way through the competition by blitzing other teams. It's not sustainable. Well, this is his game plan, isn't it, Ange? He wants to outscore teams. Trouble is, too many teams have worked us out.
Which manager?
It's that old Ant and Deck song, isn't it? We're gonna score one more than you. But it's never
that's not Ant and Deck, is it? Who's that?
That was Ant and Deck. That was sure that was Ant and Deck. No.
Hello, Brian. Joining us. How are you, man?
Brother.
I am joining you all. It's always a pleasure to see you, Danless, Corey, and my little bro on the bottom corner with me, and everyone in the chat. I hope you're all good and well.
Yeah, we're just, it's just a little ad hoc live stream. It's not going to be that long, but I just thought I've got a bit of time. And it won't be too much longer. But anyway, just thought we'll have a little chat about Spurs. And I'm
looking at Ange's points per match for every team he's been at. So Tottenham is 1.6, Celtics 2.3. But before that, he was at Yokohama, which was 1.6 points per match. Then he was at Australia, which was 1.5. Then he was at Melbourne, which was 1.5. Then he was at Brisbane Roar, which was 1.8. And then he was at loads of other teams, which was 0.8. So
look at those two teams in Australia, my dude. They are the two top teams in those divisions. In the East and West Coast divisions, they are the two top teams. Celtic, overall, I could go manage Celtic and get nearly 3 points a game. Brian could do it. Dan could do it. Even you could do it. The Scottish League is so poorly rated that the MLS is 4 points in front of it on the international ratings of leagues.
Do you know what, guys? I'm so bored of talking about Ange now. Do you know that? It's such a boring conversation, Brian, isn't it? And you must be sick to death of talking about it.
I think you've seen me. I've been quite vocal about it as well. I've said it in the group chat. I've said it. It's why I haven't been on. Before I go any further, Aussie Ange hater, formerly known as Bella, I hope you're good and well. I did respond to your email. I don't know if you got it. Let me know, because I did send you an email. What a legend that person is.
You got Bella.
But yeah, listen, I said it. Since the Man City game, I'd lost interest beforehand, but I did a massive bit in the Tottenham Tour group. I'm bored of having the same discussions. I'm bored of should Spence have played against Man City. I'm delighted he didn't. I'm delighted. Why was people going, Yeah, but we need to play. We need to have we need to get a win against City. Did we? Are we challenging for Champions League? Are we challenging for Europe? I know there's 8 days and he could have recovered, but no, in our club we've seen with Kulusevski. He could have played and got injured. People are saying, yeah, we needed to win that game to have an outside chance of Europe. After the international break, we've got Chelsea away. We all know what happens there. Yep. We all know what happens in that game.
Statistically, after every international break, we don't get
then we got after that, we got Southampton at home, which we should win. Then we got Wolves away, and Wolves done the double over us last year, and we drew them at home. So then we've got Forest at home. Probably going to lose that. And then we got Liverpool away. And people are like, we might have an outside chance of Europe. What? I agree with Sarah. I'd rather see the youth. I'd rather see the youth team playing in the Premier League. Like I said, against Bournemouth on Saturday, I don't care. I don't care if he plays Brandon Austin and Fraser Forster at left and right wing.
So, Brian, where's your head then, man? Honestly, let me ask you this, Brian. Now, it sounds like you've just given up like completely for the season. Are you? Where is your head up? Tell us. Because
my head is, as you know, and I will thank people. I won't mention them. I won't mention them personally, but thanks to people's help, I have been able to change my flight to come in a week early. Specifically, that I can come to the April the 6th protest and actually be part of. That's what's keeping me going. That's
it. Yeah.
Listen, that's it. I want to say, you look at it. When the season starts, we get so frustrated with all the international breaks in August, September, October, November. But once the November ones are done, we're like, yes, no international stuff till March. I can't wait for the international breaks. I will never, ever take international breaks for granted ever again. I cannot wait for this season to be over. I can't wait. And I don't know if anyone else did. I just want to say big up as well to Scott M, George, and obviously everyone that's in here. And obviously the Hotspur guy. It's all good to see you. But like I said, I'm so done with it. I had this weekend, I said to myself, do you know what? Spurs aren't playing. My weekend started off, I had to go have 3 fill-ins in for the first time, so that weren't the greatest experience. But I said, do you know what? There's no Spurs. I'm going to put my phone away. I'm not going to spend my life on Twitter, on WhatsApp groups. I am going to spend a weekend with my wife and have I had the most relaxing, stress-free, didn't watch any FA Cup games apart from I caught a bit of the Manchester United game. Didn't watch a single bit of football. It was the most relaxing, carefree, stress-free weekend I've had in weeks, months. It was glorious. It was glorious. And I just can't wait for the season to be over so we can have a few months.
But Brian, then what? Then what?
Well, season tickets will go up. We're buying every single £80 million player we've been linked with. We won't have a single injury. And we're going to eclipse Arsenal's invincible season by winning every single game. We're going to win 30 out of 38. According to people.
We're going to go and get a top manager.
Mate, it is what it is. It's why it's so important that these protests... And you got to remember, by the time these protests happen in April, we could be potentially at the Europa League. The season ticket price renewal could happen and the prices go up. And Daniel Levy would have announced his bonus. Or the club. So let's just say I'll be firing on all cylinders April the 6th.
You know what you should do with his bonus? Give it to a charity. Guy doesn't deserve that money.
I think what I'm going to do just before I fly, I'm not going to go on any straight. I need to rest this voice. I need to make sure my voice is fully rested for Sunday, April the 6th.
Fest.
So, Brian, you're properly checked out, mate, aren't you? Properly checked out. You're done with the whole season. You don't care about
Europa
Europa
League, mate, Dan. Europa League. Europa League is
Don't care.
all we've got. I said at the start of the season, Dan, and many other people, like, the league I couldn't give a monkey's about as long as we're not relegated. Never thought when I said at the start of the season how close or how bad it would have been at some point. I said at the start of the season, all I want is a trophy. That's it.
So, are you going to watch the Europa League, Brian?
Yeah.
You're gonna
Listen, I'll still watch it. I'll still watch. Listen, I go down to Scotland Yard now, and it's not. Spurs have now, like it has for when we meet up when I'm back, or the lads that go weekly. Going to Spurs before YouTube and meeting everyone and doing what we do and meeting who we meet on a match day. I used to, since I stopped drinking, that is, it was like, right, I've got a ticket for Spurs. Let's get into Spurs an hour before kickoff. Let's go into the stadium, watch the game. Game's over. Take a walk to the station, go home, enjoy your evening, afternoon, whatever it may be. Now Tottenham has become meet up with loads of people for breakfast, go into the Coach and Horses, have a wicked time in there, then wait till after the game because I won't step foot in that stadium, meet up with them at the Coach and Horses again, and then go out for a curry or something. That's what Tottenham is now. It's a social.
Yeah, get it.
It's what it is.
I get it. It's shocking. It's shocking.
Isn't that match on Monday the 6th?
No, Sunday.
No, Sunday.
Oh, Sunday.
2:00.
Right, must book that off with the X so I can come up and protest again.
We got that on the 6th. The reason I've done this as well is we were meant to be playing Nottingham Forest Saturday the 20th, Saturday the 19th. I could not attend it if they moved it to the 19th, which is the Sunday or the Monday. 19th is my nephew's bar mitzvahs, and I wouldn't miss that for anything. And on the 21st, which it now is Easter Monday, is my mum's 70th birthday. And they're both the main reasons that we're flying. So there's only one. This is the only home game whilst I'm back home. So, like I said, I will not step foot in that stadium. I won't give Levy my oxygen, let alone my money. So I've just found out it's not on Sky as well, but a load of us are going to go to the Coach and Horses and stream it on our phone. There'll be more noise than in the stadium, the white wall of noise. The white wall of silence. And I will have my say. But yeah, as you were saying, Dan, for me, the season was always about the cups.
Yeah. So you haven't completely checked out yet, Brian. That's what I'm trying to get my point. You're not completely checked out until we're at the Europa League. Once we're at the Europa League, you're proper done.
I'll still watch the games, but my full attention, I don't care. I don't care if we lose every Premier League game for the rest of the season if it means we would win Europa. I don't care. Yeah. We're not getting relegated.
Would you get relegated to win the Europa League?
Well, we can't. I mean, technically, we can't. So it's not even worth asking the question. It's not even worth answering the question. But if it's a relegation for the Europa League, hell yeah, I'll take it.
But Brian, don't you think? What do you think about Ange? And do you think he'll be here at the end of the season? What's your call? Have you thought about it? Do you think he'll be here still?
He best not be.
Yeah, okay. But what do you think though? Do you think is there a chance in hell that he'll be here start of next season?
Listen, I stayed Ange in for as long as I could. But after the North London derby at the Emirates, that was it. And then things got worse and worse and worse. I just don't see how he can turn this round. I just don't see. The only way, I've said it before, that I think he could possibly turn it around is if in this summer we went and got the elite of the elite in every position that he needs. I don't mean right striker, go get Kate. I mean a very, very high caliber of player, not a youngster, not unless it was someone like Wharton, who I love. But you know what I mean? Don't go and get like a 19 or 21-year-old. If you wanted a rock hard number 6, go get the number 6. Not one that could potentially become one. Not one that is on the go get one at the peak of his powers and will do everything in every single position.
Brian, do you know something we don't know? Brian, do you know something we don't know? Is Levy? That's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not going to happen. So it can't. I mean,
So would you want him gone? So you want Ange gone. You want another coach coming in, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But
Yep.
what's your heart telling you? What is Levy going to do this summer? Because some people are telling me that they think Ange is going to be here still. How?
I'm telling you now, if Ange is still here next season, I'm done with watching Spurs
No,
until
but
he's
what
gone.
I'm trying to get
I
up,
didn't,
guys,
I didn't
don't
want Ange from
understand.
day one. I didn't want Ange from day one.
Yeah, I know that, Corey.
No.
But what is this? People thinking he's going to be here next summer after the summer.
There's people I think that think it, Dan, because they want to see a project through. I wanted to see a project through, but the way we were playing, the way the injuries, just everything, I couldn't get my head around it.
For me, if Ange can turn this round, I would have him in. I don't hate him. I don't like his tactics, but if
I
he
don't
can
hate
adapt,
anyone, Matt, but I don't. Yeah, I know what you're getting at. I know what you're getting at. I just don't see, and it. I mean, I don't know what you call turning it around. Should we win every Premier League game but not win the Europa? Is that turning it around? If we don't win a Premier League game but win the Europa,
if we show that we can play like a team that knows how to win, knows how to score goals, knows how to not concede as many goals as we are conceding, and knows how to stay in the cups, and we know how to compete, then I'd have him in. And if we sign a few big players, but again, that's not really up to Ange. It's up to Levy, up to Lange, and I mean Ange is a part of it, but we don't know.
Well, I've got something under wraps, and I'm waiting for the second we go out of Europe. And when we go out of Europe, I've got ideas, and one of them is massive, that is going to ram it home to this fan base. Not about Ange, about Levy, and the state of this football club. But I can't do it until we're knocked out of Europe.
Okay. Interesting.
So whenever that happens, there will be a massive call to action from myself. And we'll see. But I'll also be going to the training ground when I'm back.
What I find odd about how Ange isn't sacked yet is we've seen Levy. He sacked managers for like all sorts of things. He sacked people at half time. He sacked managers for getting to finals, before finals, after finals. When we don't want managers sacked, but then we have a manager like Ange who everyone wants out, and most of the fan base want him out. But he's not been out. It's 18 months he's been in now, roughly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why he's still here. Like, to be honest, like we would thought he would go. Brian, we made a bet like at Leicester that he would go, and he still hasn't gone.
Wait a minute, did we have double or quits? What do we have double or quits on?
He'd get out of the next game, and he didn't go the next game either.
So wait a minute, who's won? Do I?
No one yet.
Quits or is it doubled?
Quits.
Oh, thank God.
Don't take a bet out against Mr. Daigle, because you'll end up having to get a tattoo done.
No, yeah, that you will be getting a tattoo done, and the thing is, you brought that all on yourself.
Yeah,
you brought that all on yourself. Me and Matt were having funny bets. You were quite adamant. And quite outspoken, and went for broke, and it backfired.
I doubled down on the double down and went stupid.
Yep. Cheers, George, buddy.
So let's get this straight. So we all not sure if Ange is going to be here or not, right?
Yep.
Everyone on the panel, we don't know. We really don't know. Some of us here don't care anymore about the league. Some of us obviously we still want to win that Europa League, of course. Yeah, we're desperate for a trophy, but none of us believe we will.
We can't forget that we could be in Champions League next season. Because if we do win Europa League, we end the season with a European trophy.
Okay, how do we win it, Matty? Tell me, how do we win it? Because I don't know how.
I don't believe we'll win it.
Manager.
With what?
I don't believe we'll win it.
This is what I mean. Like,
I've just seen Jess. Big up, Jess.
Jess
Big up, Jess.
Love that lady. Love that lady. No, you look at it. Even if we get chat, this is the thing. Let's just go along with what Matt's saying. We somehow, Tottenham Hotspur, win the Europa League. We'll just role played here and spitballed him.
I like role.
Then, like we've had before with Champions League, we'll have the chat. We'll have the tournament that all the big players want to play in. We'll have the revenue coming in that generates a fortune. We already know we can pay the wages. Will we? Nope.
Nope.
I mean, I always say we expect big players, but don't pay big player wages.
Matt, you look at it, you get into the Champions League, and that's meant to be the calling card. And we get told we need to be in this big league, this big European competition to get the players and be able to pay the wages. We've been in the competition for a good few years now. Obviously not right now, but I mean, we've been in what, 6 or 7 times? No, maybe 5 or 6 times in our recent history.
Yeah,
we've not signed one Champions League elect player. We bought players that turned out like Sonny to be Champions League elect, but we haven't gone during the Champions League era and gone right. Player X, Y, and Z walks in as immediately Champions League quality taken from a Champions League club or an outside Champions League club, but destined for Champions League.
Yeah, why would a Champions League player want to come to us when our highest wage is 190,000, when you can go to an Arsenal or a Chelsea, which you can get 300,000+?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
But then we could play devil's advocate here. Let's say in the summer or just before we sell to the Saudis or the Americans, throwing money at the board might bring some players in, but they're not going to come in and play at a lesser thing if they're not going to be in that tournament straight away. They're not going to spend a year trying to get there, are they?
Well, that there could be with a massive change, you can get the people.
I mean, Bergvall is on 15k, odds bear 20k, Van de Ven's only on 50, Johnson 70, Vicario 75. I mean, it's very good wages.
How is Johnson paid more than Van de Ven when Van de Ven is a better player?
Well, Werner's on 170.
Forget about Werner; he's washed up. He's still.
Hey, listen, this is the thing. This is the thing. Like Dan said at the beginning, I'm bored of talking about the wages. I'm bored of it. We don't pay the high wages. We were told that we need to move to the stadium to pay the big wages. The only bigger wages we're paying is Daniel Levy's and his bonus. The fans pay more for everything. We pay less for everything. We pay these big fees like Dominic Solanke, who I am a fan of. I love Solanke. But don't get me wrong, for an extra 15 million, we could have got Gyökeres, or at least entered the conversation. But we won't pay Gyökeres. With that comes the big wages, and we won't do it. So, and like I said, I'm bored of talking about team selection. I'm bored of talking about the wage cap. It's the same.
What about the fans, Brian? Should we talk about the fans, Brian? And why the fans keep renewing the season ticket, keep going to the games?
Because they love our club. I do it. Most of our fans do it because they love our club. The love for the club's more than the hatred for Levy and more than the hatred for the board.
Will it run out for some? Would that patience eventually run out?
Yeah, if it keeps going up and the club keeps going down, of course. But I don't think it will yet. I mean, it's fewer and fewer every year. That's why there's more tourists every year.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, you've got to take that there's people that sit on both sides of this campaign, Ange out, shake it all about, especially with Levy. There's people that love Levy and there's people that hate. I mean, Levy, business acumen, you can't fault the guy, but for business knowledge for football is absolutely shocking. I'll give it to him on the props of he's got us this stadium, but it's the fans and, the Tottenham Hotspur name paying for the stadium, paying back the loan of the stadium, not.
I'd rather be at White Hart Lane.
Give me back the lane any day. At least it had an atmosphere and a soul.
I will say quickly to George's comment. George quickly put, and then we'll go on to the fans. When he said, hold on, how the Forest Villa, but all of them manage, because you know what they do, George? They have football guys that come in and do their research. They may go down the data analytics and everything. You look at it, everyone is waxing lyrical about the incoming Vuskovic and how we've got a defender that's going to be superb, young age, but is showing all the attributes. The person that got him was Gabbanini. Gabbanini, who is a fantastic scout and can get these right people. What does Scott Munn do? Comes in and fires him. It's like when we have the right people in and they want to go down this approach, they're cut off. I mean, Lange and Munn have come in and ripped out everything Paratici and Gabbanini was doing. You come in Brighton, have Paul Barber, And the other thing I'll say, George, about with Forest, and this is one of, I can say what I was going to say now, because one of the things I had planned, or one of the things I was speaking about, is a few months ago, I think I may have told Scott M this, I can't remember, kept it very quiet, spoke to Jay about it. What I actually wanted to do is try and organise a boycott for the Nottingham Forest game. And I announced that I wanted to do this.
I don't think level work though.
Well, no, Matt, this is what I'm getting at. Well, the reason I wanted to do it for the Forest game is I said this a couple of months ago. So if we'd gone ahead with this, obviously it would have had a bit more practice. You're right about the numbers, but the reason why I wanted to choose Forest and announce it early was we could potentially be out of Europe by the time we play Forest, okay? So I was like, right, at the end of the season, if we're out of the Europa League, we've got nothing to play for apart from the league. You look at Nottingham Forest, who were 24, 25 years out of the Premier League, so no Premier League money, no European money, no new stadium revenue, no skywalks and F1s, no concerts, no selling massive superstars. And right now, if it happened, they could still be challenging for the Champions League and the FA Cup. Well, they technically are where we think we should be, or where we were promised this new stadium would take us. And with all due respect to Forest, they've been in the Premier League 3 years. Dinner time. Give me 2 minutes. I'm just finishing this saying.
We're shutting down in 10 minutes, guys, anyway.
So I was like, Forest have been in the Premier League 3 years. They've been in a relegation battle twice, had points deducted. And they're now where technically Spurs are meant to be. So that's what I wanted to do with the Forest game, because I thought we would, at the end of the season, with nothing to play for, maybe people, like you said, Matty, you're right. It all depends on numbers for boycotts.
If you think about it, 2,000 people went to the protest, and about a few hundred went to the sit-in. If you want it to be seen as a boycott, you need at least 15,000, at least. I don't think we're going to get those numbers yet.
Well, this is the thing, and I mentioned this to Change for Spurs or Jay, and they're like, great idea, but you don't know how many people are going to boycott. You don't know how many people are going to boycott.
People getting money to go to the games.
But this is the thing. So that we've not gone down that road. As you know, the march had a huge amount of numbers. Now, this one, all those people that thought, I don't know if they'll get the numbers or whatever. I'm flying in from Toronto, obviously. Other people will fly in. More people will go, especially if we're out of Europe, especially if there's a season ticket price hike, especially if Levy announces a bonus. And just very quickly, the last thing I want to say about the fans is when you talk about boycotting the season tickets, the original group that I protest with and stand with, and we're still thick as thieves, and we'll all be attending that march, some of them have had a season ticket for 50 years. It's what they've done all their goddamn life. And like I've said before, would I rather have those people in there shouting and keeping the pressure on, rather than giving their season ticket up and then getting people that don't care, just are happy they got a season ticket? I know I get the people that say people shouldn't spend money in there or I get it, but when it's been a part of people's lives and generations, you can't just switch off.
Brian, what I'm saying, I don't expect people to get up their season tickets.
No, I know you.
I think that those who have the season tickets to take some action. This is what we need to see, isn't it? More and more fans take action and stand up to the club and demand better.
My problem with the boycott is these people that have the season tickets will just stick their tickets up on the exchange.
Oh no, that's the whole point.
You know what I mean?
No, Corey. That's the whole point of the boycott. They don't do that.
But you know people will. That's the thing. I'll say, I'll boycott with you and come March.
So Corey, that's why I'm trying to say, when you plan it, you can't just say to people, right, next week, don't go in and lose 75 quid. It's got to be planned well in advance, so people with times being so tough that they can say, do you know what? It's the end of the season. There's nothing to play for. I do want Levy gone. I can afford for a Category C game to say, right, I'm not. You can't just do it like that. Some people, unfortunately, are in a position, unlike Levy and Tottenham, that can't afford to not do it. but there are people that are prepared to do it, and I don't blame the people that can't afford to do it.
Yeah,
that's the problem. He's got I call Levy checkmate, because every time you think you've got him by the balls, he'll make one move and go checkmate.
Brian,
That's what he does.
Can I ask you why is there not a protest on Sunday?
Why? Well, this Sunday,
Yeah.
I can tell you why, buddy. Because everything they do, they want major impact, and when they do these big ones and announce it, they want to make it big. If they have one bad one, or do it all the time, they don't get the numbers. It just gets repetitive, and they're like, "Oh, we didn't get any change there, or we didn't get that." They spend so much time preparing and planning, and trust me, from when I was doing it week in, week out, I did it week in, week out, and we couldn't get the numbers. It's all about publicising, spreading the word, call to action, move with your feet. And you got to remember, like I said, if they did a protest, if we went against AZ Alkmaar tomorrow, it's tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah, if we lose to, if we beat AZ Alkmaar tomorrow and we're in the and we got a chance going through to the quarterfinals, people will be like, "Oh my god, we're a quarterfinal away." Oh
So,
my god,
Brian, just say something. We want it to go as tits up as possible for the rest of the season. That's what we want. More defeats out of Europe to get.
I hate saying that. I hate saying, listen, the league's done. The league's done. Listen, I would still be Levy out and protesting if we're winning the league.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It's to get more fans on board, isn't it? The more shitter it gets, the more fans will get on board.
Well, I think there'll be about 3,000-4,000 for the next one.
Right.
I really do.
You see, when we up in our games, when we were beating United 2-0 the other day, there were no Levy out chants. And like when we win a few games, do you think it's still going to carry on the numbers?
No, do you know that I have a massive problem with this, Matty, and this ain't against you because I know you scream it. Change for Spurs have said their personal protest, the banners coming out that they put out, they won't do it during the match because they want the focus to be on the team, which I understand. They want to watch the match as well. Doesn't mean all these thousands of fans that are in there can't start a Levy out chant. Just because Change for Spurs aren't taking the banners out doesn't mean people can't chant Levy out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, this is the thing. People expect, we got so many people like you, Matty, you scream your head off. You sent me videos. It doesn't matter if you're by yourself. People just think, oh, I'm not going to do anything now. Of course you can. Of course you can. But like you said, well, in the stadium, God knows why people don't. But we shall see. But on that note, I'm going to go have breakfast, dinner with my wife. Dan, thanks for having me on. Corey, always a pleasure. Matty, little bro, love you to bits. Everyone in the chat, have a wonderful evening.
Anything coming up, Brian? Anything coming up, mate, on the streams?
Maybe. I'm going to try. Like I said, at the moment, I'm just so bored of it, or I'll hop on as and when. But believe me, around protest time, Tottenham on tour will be very, very rampant, and the build up.
See you once we go out that Europa League, won't you? You'll be there.
Oh, people are going to be going. People are going to be going. Do you know what? I'm sick and deaf of Brian. It'll be like people talk about 24-hour streams. I'll just be like this till my flight. I'm like, yeah, okay, sir. Leave you out, people. Leave. That will be me. But on that note, everyone have a wonderful evening. Guys, it's always a pleasure. I will speak to you all soon. And if you're at the protests, I look forward to seeing you. Everyone like and subscribe to the Done List and to Little Matty K. And as always, Levy out.
Peace out,
Cheers,
brother.
Brian. Take care. Right, guys, I've got to wrap it up. 5 minutes. Let's just go through the chat and just go through some comments, and then I've got to go. Thanks, guys, for jumping on, mate. It's just been a bit of a. No, we just talked about a load of random stuff, haven't we? Really, it's just been a little bit of a what do you want to call it? Just a ramble, wasn't it? A bit of a Spurs ramble, but that's fine, mate. We've got some things off our chest, eh? There's always something to talk about with Spurs, always something to moan about. Matty K, he will probably go to Arsenal. Who are you talking about?
Gyökeres.
Oh, yeah. We should have signed him. What a player. Just saw his stats.
Sorry, what player did Brighton let go?
Well, he was playing for Coventry, weren't he?
They sent him out on loan to Coventry, and that was towards the end of his contract. And then Brighton just went, so you can just go, mate.
He scored lots of goals for Coventry, and then he got that move, didn't he?
Got the move to Sporting, but Brighton didn't make any money on him. So
Did you think he'd be that player, Corey? Because you're near Brighton, did you ever watch him?
Well, I'm always Tottenham first, but when I'm getting free tickets to football, I'm not going to say no. But
You can't remember
at
seeing
that
him.
time, Gyökeres was around. Brighton were kind of just coming from the Championship, weren't they? Up.
Yeah.
So Brighton had him in the Championship, but he wasn't pulling up trees.
Okay.
But then you got to think back to the players what he had that Brighton had back then. They weren't exactly pulling up trees either. So it was a pretty tough watch for a few seasons in the Championship for Brighton when I was getting free tickets. But then when we got into the Premier League and some of these better players started coming in, that's when Brighton started to come alive. The city, I mean, you cannot go through Brighton Town Centre without seeing some sort of homage to a Brighton player somewhere, It's everywhere in my town. But I am
Corey,
Spurs first.
talking about Basuma, why was Basuma so good at Brighton? Because we know he was listed for 80 million.
Do you
And,
want to know why he's so good at Brighton? He had Saicedo behind him and he was playing more of an attacking box-to-box midfielder, not this.
The system helped him, Matty. The system Brighton were playing helped him.
Because Brighton back then, they had obviously they had Saicedo and I can't remember the other midfielder that's gone now, but there was another midfielder. Yeah, it was McAllister. But McAllister wasn't in at Brighton straight away. They brought him in at a young age because of his work permit issues. He was in Holland for 3 seasons.
They had that other player as well. I forgot his name now. He got a move, didn't he, in the summer? Very
the German guy. I know the one you talk about. The really good
name now. The name's gone.
Grob.
Yeah, Gross. Pascal Gross.
Yeah, he
was dead ball specialist, man.
Handy player he was.
He was a good player.
Let's get to some comments in the chat and then wrap it up. And the love of the club correlates to the despise for Levy. It's because of Levy and his lack of action for the team why I'm losing love more and more. And that's it. I agree, man. Every season goes on. It's just so tough.
I agree.
Nearly 17 seasons since Martin Jol was sacked. I was, my heart was ripped out this club. All right, Poch came in. He was great. But my love was back in the early days of Tottenham, going to the lane with my granddad and my uncle, going to the hot dog stand outside and walking into the stadium with your hot dog and the good old days. But nowadays you can't even take a fart or a wet or drink of water into the stadium without them trying to take it off you.
Depressing times, eh? Sacked a lot, Daniel says.
Yeah.
Jess says, agree, Magic Madison will massively got away with one tonight. It's talking about the Liverpool game. Sadly, I think Real Madrid will win the Champions League again.
My money, I stuck a tenner on again on Madrid to win it again. So I've got Lazio to win, Madrid to win. I've done separate bets on.
What was the odds for Real Madrid, Corey?
It was very low, but it was very low. But I stuck a tenner on because Madrid always win,
Yeah.
I stuck a tenner on Lazio, and I think they were 13s to 1 to win it. They're outside dark horses, but I've been watching Lazio for quite a few years in the Italian league, and I've always been interested with them with the whole Maradona link. And 70s, 80s, and 90s Lazio were a pretty decent team.
A lot of talk about Liverpool tonight, and now he adjusted and got the result. Slot, good manager.
The thing about Liverpool is they may not play the best, but they always get the result.
Good manager that adapts to what he's got and what he's playing against. Ange.
And we could have got him. We could have got Slot.
Yeah, but then again, we could have got Nagelsmann, but we refused to pay 10 million for his coaching staff. So,
guys, let's wrap it up, man. Thanks for jumping on. And look, any streaming coming up, Matty? Got any plans?
After my exams.
Yeah, it's tough, man, isn't it? It's tough to do content at the moment. It's depressing times, and we'll see what this Europa League brings us tomorrow. See what the reaction's going to be, the performance. I don't know, man. I'm not hopeful. I think if we could get away there with a narrow loss and then take the game back to our ground next week and think we can get it over the line, and then we'll worry about Frankfurt and Ajax.
Just had a thought with Tottenham of a song. Tottenham is like, raindrops keep falling on my head. That's what Tottenham have got me like at the moment, And
then Bournemouth on Sunday, guys. Another tough game. So, yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back talking about our wonderful club. But guys, thank you for joining us. Cheers,
you.
Matty. Cheers,
Magic
Corey.
Madison. It's at 5:45.
Yeah, the game tomorrow. Yeah, early
It's at
kickoff.
5:45.
Yeah, early one tomorrow.
Din time.
Anyway, guys, good night. Thanks for watching, everyone. Big up to everyone in the chat. Please like the stream. If you haven't subscribe. And I'll catch you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Good night.